What is going on, everybody? Back on it, One Piece episode 312. I think we have fully officially ended the whole Enies Lobby Water 7. Now, I am curious, I've kind of had this question a lot with One Piece in particular because I haven't noticed it in any other anime, how we kind of like, how there's spaces and things that have been occupied by like evil people, whether it's fishmen or other warlords, etc., whatever. And we kind of like liberate it and then just like, all right, see ya. What keeps those people from just like coming back and fucking shit up again? So for like right here, Luffy and the Straw Hats just like defied Marines, Enies Lobby, all of it. And Polly and the others are just like hopping back on a boat and going back to Water 7. What's keeping like Spondum or whatever his name is and like the recovered CP9 members from just like recovering, going right back over there and just like putting foot in ass? Like who's making sure like shit like that doesn't happen again? I have absolutely no idea. But regardless, I'm curious to see what the follow-up arc is. I wasn't a fan of how it ended. I'm curious to see like what the next point is here, because every character has pretty much had their moment as far as like backstory goes. Maybe Zoro still needs to be fleshed out a little bit, but we kind of got a little bit of his flashback. When we found him, he didn't have to go through anything. He kind of had a little moment with the Mihawk stuff in the flashback we got there, but like he was already well within the crew, and there wasn't a moment where he like wasn't gonna join and we had to like do something crazy to get him to like finally. I mean, a little bit there in the beginning, but as far as like what we had to go through with Sanji, what we had to go through with Usopp, Nami, like all those people. So curious to see where we go, what's next, who the next crew members might be. We've got the whole ship being alive thing, which I still don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see. And then like, is the relationship just good now all of a sudden? I would like to see them play a little bit more on that, because I feel like One Piece does good with that, the times that they put it in. It's trying to put those, like, are we not going to talk about what happened? Like, he's just back on the ship, and like, he's allowing us on his ship? Is he back in the crew? What's going on here? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we're really gonna hammer on this point of like, how did this happen? Maybe Frankie's got some knowledge he could hit us with. Yeah. Animation seems to be much 311, or yeah, what is that? 311? What are we on actually? We're on 312. 311 was a terribly animated episode. It was almost unwatchable, to be honest with you. Seems a lot better here, though. Well, Frankie, you're the one that's been talking about like ships being alive and having a soul. Can you not like? There we go. Flashback. Because then it's like, does every single ship out there have this ability? Can your ship betray you if you treat it wrong? Like, we're really going in like deep waters here when we start talking about this stuff. The more care it receives, the more it appreciates the sailors. Now, if you mistreat a ship, can it like not respond to you? Like, are we going that deep, or what are we talking here? Like, will that come back to bite somebody that we're fighting? Like, their ship betrays them? I thought that's what was happening to the Marines there when the ships were firing on each other. Then they chalked it up to the doors being like broken and causing the whirlpools and all that. So the ship just taking care of itself, huh? I always thought it was what's her name's dad that was fixing the ship. I forget the girl's name from Skypiea. So they got all the way back to Water 7, huh? They came all the way back around. Oh, there he is. Oh, Iceberg Sun. I feel bad for everybody we're going to leave behind because they helped us in assisting taking on the world government. We just need a bigger ship in general, no bullshit. You see what I'm saying here? I'm supposed to believe this ship put itself back together, sailed itself through a Category 6 hurricane, and multiple whirlpools and shit on top of that. Goes underwater, comes back up, and then makes it through all that, and then at the very end snaps. They told you, bro. They told you. They told you. It's over. I thought it was gonna take us. I had people mention it was gonna take a long time for Luffy to recover. Like he's. Usopp's not gonna want to hear that shit. Oh, he showed up. Did he put some work in on the ship at one point? Hold on now. It's kind of cool little flashback here. Is this after it fell out? This is after it fell out of Frankie's little hidden thing, right? I'm assuming. And then a non-crew member can hear that? And, ugh, man. I mean, I'm gonna have to accept it is what it is, but do we build this relationship with, like, every ship moving forward? How'd we get the ship upright and into the water? Ah, damn it. I guess we're not gonna see that part. I guess the next big wave takes it out. So then, if it repaired itself in Skypiea, why does it need man-made help in repairs here? I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. Well, is that really it for the ship? I'm glad that we're sticking to this absolute though, because like they told you guys, like even though as shitty as the CP9 members were, they told you like straight up like this shit is done, like you gotta let it go. And I'm glad we're not I thought we circumvented that with this whole like the ship repaired itself type thing. I was like, oh, I guess it's good to go. But then I don't know how I feel about it, because I was told like it's done, and that was a very big driving wedge of this arc of like Usopp in between, a wedge between him and the rest of the crew, especially Luffy, to the point that they physically threw hands at each other because it was done. Like Luffy accepted, like it's over, it's done, ship's done. Like you can accept it or not, but it's GG, no re, it's over. So much that they physically fought, separated. Then the ship shows back up, saves them, and in my opinion, I'm like, oh, so maybe that's just me putting expectations on, oh, it's good now. Because when you sail through hurricane winds, whirlpools, and everything else, after being told it's donezo, I'm thinking, oh, it's good to go. So it's like, okay, so we bring that back. So now now it makes that even worse, in my opinion. And so then now, like 2 episodes later, we're told like, no, it's like this time it's really done. It's like, now I can understand why people hated that. So I've been told by a handful of people, and I've kind of seen it on posts and things of like people really not enjoying how that arc ended because of the ship. But I thought they were still going to go forward on the ship from this point. But now that like the ship was said to be totally wrecked, beyond repair, it then comes and saves us through treacherous terrain and everything. And then I'm told it's not again. I feel like it was just used as a plot device to get them out of there safely, and I don't like that. Usopp the one shooting it? It's got to be him, right? He's the one shooting it. No? Oh, I thought that was a flaming arrow. I was about to say, is Usopp okay with this? Maybe the mask is helping him get through this. Because the man was ready to kill, not kill Luffy, but ready to throw hands. And now he's prepared. So you seeing it split in half is the I don't know. Because I was expecting a stronger reaction out of him too, but maybe he's come to accept what he couldn't accept before, which happens, I guess. So now what? We need a brand new ship. I guess that could be a good little arc plot point to come up. We need a ship. Much bigger one too. Oh, the flag! Maybe we'll get a nice, big, new and improved ship. Triple the size. Everyone gets their own bedroom, bathroom, all of it. I feel like I kind of wanted, I wanted Usopp to be the one to, put it down. I mean, Luffy's fine too, but I feel like it really would have hit here to see Usopp come full circle with it. to not even being able to accept it, to the point that he would abandon his crewmates and not listen to his captain, to accepting, okay, I'm the one that'll burn and put it down. Kind of would have liked that a little bit better. Oh. Ooh. I see why they upped the animation. Maybe that's where they took it from. For this one, since this is such a big moment for them. They're like, oh shit, we gotta get ready for 312, so just get 311 out as best as you can. Brave Warrior of the Sea. That was before Chopper got there, right? Mm-hmm. Well, next arc, we need a ship. I keep forgetting how much we went through without Chopper, that he was actually like inside the line. Actually wild. And then like how much we went through before Chopper, and then how much Chopper's been a part of as well. He's breaking down. They really broke out the original soundtrack for this too, huh? Well, maybe the best shipwrights in the world can get us a pretty nice looking ship. You know what's wild? Thinking back to that Nico Robin moment when she just showed up, she's like, let me join your crew. It hits so much harder hearing her say that now that I know her backstory. When she said it before, I thought it was just kind of like, oh, well, she has nowhere to go. I guess she'd rather be with us than just out there. Oh, we don't have her tangerine plants on there anymore. Let's go. We're gonna have to make a stop. That's officially it. Now what? Now what indeed? Because honestly, is it even safe to go back to Water 7 being that close? I wouldn't risk it, like, at all. Do not risk that shit. Do they all hear this too? Are they? I'm assuming they all are. Maybe it's just a Luffy Usopp thing. I don't know. Oh, they all hear it. They all hear it.
だけど僕はごめんつうなら俺たちの方だぞメリー。ガジ下手だからよ。お前を氷山にぶつけたりよ。
Oh, you ran it into icebergs?
ゾロもサンジもアホだからいろんなもん
Whoa, bro.
そのたんびそっ直すんだけど下手くそで
He's just throwing everybody under the bus.
ごめんつうなら
Never seen him that emotional before, have we?
だけど僕は幸せだった。今まで大切にしてくれてどうもありがとう。
Well,
僕は本当に幸せだった。
know what I love? Like in contrast, Nico Robin included. Just the stoicness of Zoro, sometimes Sanji and Nico in like emotional moments. To be continued. Actually, no, we have seen. Well, I wouldn't say that emotional. But I do remember thinking he was pretty emotional. With the Usopp fight. I'm trying to. There was a good shot here of like all of them. Hold on, let's see if we can find it. Yeah, maybe it was about that one. Yeah, was it? That's wild that like everybody heard the voice, which is crazy. Like this one. Yeah, this was the shot. That was the shot of the episode for sure. So not a bad episode as far as the send-off with the ship. It just now I understand. I had a couple people message me saying just wait till you get a couple more episodes and then you might not really like how it ended, but I didn't. I was under the impression that like, oh, the ship is good to go, you know. So it went from like like you're never gonna walk again. It's like holy shit, you're walking. It's like psych, you're not gonna walk type thing. Like that was the diagnosis that was given. So it was like, oh, we accepted it. I was like, oh shit, you're good. Like, oh, never, false alarm, I'm not. So it makes it feel like it was just used. And then again, like I'm always curious. I'm not the author or an author of one of the greatest selling manga, longest running animes in history, but I am curious, and this is in a lot of stories from an author standpoint of like writing from like top down or backwards down, or writing yourself into a corner, or kind of where you put things and how do you get out of certain situations. And did you always know that that was going to be the ending and you just kind of filled in the dots along the way, or were you just writing as you went and came up with ideas and outs of situations as you went? Because I'm just thinking like, and you could say it was already sprinkled in there, but then again, that's another thing too. It's like, did you know you wanted the ship to save them, so somewhere along the writing process you went with Frankie explaining to Usopp like, hey, you know, the ships, they're treated right. There's been stories of them being able to do this and having like a soul essentially. Or was that put in after the fact to make this come across a little bit better? I don't know, it's kind of tough because honestly, I didn't see a realistic situation of how they get out of that at all. At all. Given the way they were boxed in, ship was taken out, cannons all pointed at them. Even if Luffy won, he wasn't going to be able to move. And Polly and the others were in no position to help them at all. That was literally the only way that works of them, or them getting captured, killed. I don't agree with it, don't enjoy it, but it just, kind of is what it is, and we'll leave it there. So I am curious for the new ship. I remember the first time I started watching, I was like, dang, wouldn't that be crazy if like everybody had their own like ship they commanded, or their own little like fleet? That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna be like a marine thing where like Usopp, Sanji, Zoro, Chopper, all. But that would be dope though, wouldn't it? If the Straw Hats got big enough to those type of numbers to where like, maybe not all of them, because the crew would have to be huge, but you become king of the pirates, you know? You got multiple ships like under that sail under your flag. Maybe like Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy are the captains of. There's only 3 in the fleet. But that would be pretty dope. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have one ship and one ship only from the beginning of the story to wherever we are right now in the thousands. But I'm curious, is it just gonna be remade Mary? Like looks exactly the same, just brand new? Is it going to be bigger? You know, is it going to have bells and whistles that we can distinctly make out? Like, oh, this is not the Mary, it's different. Because we're going to know it's not, but if it looks the same after a while, you're just going to be like, oh, it's just Mary again. But am I crazy for thinking there's no way they hop on that ship and sail back to Water 7 and think it's going to be okay? As far as, like, it might be okay. Like, Water 7 might be okay, like, right at this very moment. There might not be any Marines in the area, but, like, after what just happened at Enies Lobby and the ships and everything they're going to send, like, you're playing with some serious fire to think you're just going to sail back to Water 7 and wait for a ship and then get on out of there. Like, you're not right next to everything that just went down. That's just me. But we'll leave it there. We'll see. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, favorite, subscribe as always.